Okay, so today's lesson is 5.4, solving proportions. Here's the steps on how to solve your proportion. Step 1 is to find the cross product and set them equal to each other. Step 2 is to solve algebraically. So step number 1 tells you that you have to cross multiply. So you're going to cross multiply x times 9, which you get 9x is equal to, and 3 times 12 is 36. Now, how do you get x by itself? You should know that you have to divide by 9 on both sides, and x is equal to 4. I'd like you to try problem 2 on your own. When you're ready, go ahead and push play. So you should have known to cross multiply. So p times 10 is 10p, is equal to 8 times 5 is 40. Divide by 10 on both sides to get p by itself, and p is equal to 4. Go ahead and try problem number 3, and when you're ready, you can go ahead and push play. So you should have cross multiplied 7 times k and 11 times 8, and you'll get 7k is equal to 88. You should have known that you divide by 7, cross out your 7, you're left with k equals. Well, now you have to divide. 88 divided by 7. 88 divided by 7. 7 goes into 8 once. Subtract, and I get 1. Bring down the 8. 7 goes into 18 twice, which is 14. Subtract, and you get a 4. Now you have a remainder, so that means you have to put a decimal and add 3 zeros. And bring that decimal straight up. Bring down the 0. 7 goes into 40. 5 times, which is 35. Subtract, and you get 5. Bring down the next 0. 7 goes into 50 7 times, which is 49. Subtract, and you get a 1. Bring down the last 0. 7 goes into 10 once. This 1 is going to tell this 7 to stay, because remember, 5 and up, you have to the number goes up. 4 and lower, the number stays the same. So k is equal to 12.57. Now the second part of this problem is word problems. So to solve word problems, you set up the fraction with words first to see where your number goes. So this should change to where. And step 2 is to use cross products and solve algebraically. So let's look at problem number 1. It says Jeff is fast. He can run 5 miles in 14 minutes. How long will it take him to run 8 minutes? So here you make your 3 fraction bars. We've done problems like this. First one is your words. Remember, your first fraction bar is your words. So you look at the number, and usually the word right after it is what your words are. So it's miles. You're comparing miles and minutes. Then here you have 5 miles, 14 minutes. Now look at your question. It says how long is your minutes, is your x, will it take him to run 8 miles? Here's your 8 miles. Now this, if you look at this, is exactly the same as what we did in the front part of the page, the first half. It's your proportions. So you're going to cross multiply. So you have 5 times x is 5x is equal to 18 times 14 is 112. Divide by 5 on both sides. X is equal to, well, now you got to divide. 112 and 5. 5 goes into 11 twice, which is 10. Subtract. 5 goes into 12 twice is 10. Subtract. You have your decimal. Add 3 zeros. Bring down the next 0. 5 goes into 20 4 times. And that's 20. Subtract, and you get a 0. Once you have a remainder 0, you can stop. So my answer is going to be x is equal to 22.4. You can't just leave it like this. You have to have your words. Look at where x is, and look at where right across the way it says minutes, so you know your word is going to be minutes. Try number 2 on your own, and when you're ready, go ahead and push play. So you should have written 3 fraction bars. This one's a little bit different for your words, because usually you look at the words right after, but it's not really times. 8 times to the right. Right is what is you're comparing. Right and your left. What you know is it turns 8 times to the right, and it turns 5 times to the left. Then it says if it turns 10 times to the right, well, it gives us a number 10 times to the right. How many times does it turn to the left? That's your x. Cross multiply, and you get 8x is equal to 50. Divide by 8 on both sides, and x is equal to, so I'm going to divide by 50. 8 goes into 50 6 times, which is 48. Subtract, and you get a 2. Add your decimal and 3 zeros. 8 goes into 20 twice, which is 16. Subtract, and 4. Bring down the next 0. 8 goes into 40 5 times, which is 40. Subtract, and you have a remainder of 0. So the answer is x is equal to 6.25. Make sure you have your words. Look at where your x is. Look at what it's across. 6.25 turns to the left. Or if you want, you can just write left. Okay, let's look at problem number 3. Jana drank 2 gallons of milk. This is equivalent to 16 pints. If Jana drinks 7 gallons of milk, how many pints did she drink? So, making your fraction bar, look at what are your words. Well, here's your number. Okay, and there's your words. Here's your number, and here's your word afterward. So you know you're going to compare gallons and pints. It tells us that she has 2 gallons, and this is equivalent to 16 pints. The question says if Jana drank 7 gallons, how much pints would she drink? So there's your x. Cross multiply, and you get 2x is equal to 112. Divide by 2, and x is equal to 56. Now you got to find out what 56 what's your words? Well, look at your x, look at your word right across the way, and it is pints. So x is equal to 56 pints.